Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Forgive the camera work in this video. I am still on a family vacation and I packed the camera in order to make a video, but I forgot to pack the tripod, so I'm holding this by hand. So I do apologize for that, but I'll just make this a really quick video. I want to talk about the big news that came out yesterday, and we do have some campaign setting support for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. So we have Eberron, which was announced, which is really awesome because Eberron's one of my favorite settings, and I actually just recently did a couple of Eberron themed videos, so I'm actually, kind of glad that worked out. But there is a caveat to that I will talk about here in a moment. The other thing that was announced, it was not Spelljammer like I had thought, and like the article that I had read a couple weeks ago kind of indicated. Now, in the video, based on that article, they did say, the question was, is Spelljammer confirmed? And Greg Tito just simply said yes. But I guess that's obviously not going to be the first one that came out, because they've announced Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, which is a Magic the Gathering setting for some of their sets. Like Ravnica is the one that has all the different guilds and things along those lines. So, this is interesting news, but I'm a little bit disappointed with a couple of things. Number one, the Eberron book, The Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, is only available through DM's Guild, and it is currently only PDF, which I think is a huge letdown. If this were a print on demand, I would have picked it up right away without even thinking about it, but I'm not going to be getting the PDF because trying to read things off PDFs for any period of time after just a couple minutes really starts to give me eye strain, headaches, and migraines. So that's something that I'm hoping will be fixed really soon, and having it, switched over to being made available for print on demand, because it's something that I think needs to be something that you can have a physical copy of. So, but right now it is there. The price is Canadian, is $26.35, so it's probably $19.99 US. As for the Ravnica stuff, and this is another one of the things that really kind of frustrates me, the Ravnica items, and there are multiple items, are being produced physically by Wizards of the Coast and will be made available through, local game stores, book chains, all that stuff. The thing that kind of bothers me is you've got, people have been clamoring for campaign setting materials for quite some time. It's not something that's, a new demand. Wizards of the Coast has tons of official Dungeons & Dragons campaign settings that they could have gone with. Now, I don't have a problem with having a Ravnica-based campaign setting, but what bothers me is that if anything should have gotten the physical release, and something should have been made available through DM's Guild, it should have been Eberron getting the physical release, and the Ravnica book, or the Ravnica setting, being released on DM's Guild, like they did with Innistrad, like they did with Kaladesh, like they did with Amonkhet, and like they did with Ixalan, and I'm not sure if they did a Dominaria one or not, but all their other major Magic the Gathering sets have had a PDF campaign setting made available through DM's Guild, and the fact that they're switching this around and not giving Eberron the physical product, instead having it as simply as a PDF, and physically releasing a Magic the Gathering based set, when there are tons of actual established Dungeons & Dragons campaign settings that I think people would be absolutely, tripping over themselves to get for 5th edition. This is a bit of a disappointment. The other major disappointment that comes with this is Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica comes out on November 20th. Dungeon of the Mad Mage comes out on November 13th. So we're now having a month where there's going to be 4 things released, right? Well, no, wrong. There's, in addition to the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, there's going to be a Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica map pack, which comes out on November 20th, and a Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica dice set, which comes out on November 20th. So for $24.95 US, and this is like the Tomb of Annihilation one. It has a D20, a D12, 2 D10s, 1 D8, 4 D6, 1d4, and it says 1 guild die, and I don't know what that means. I haven't seen any of the announcement videos, so if they actually show it off there. But here's the thing. You're having 6 products releasing all in the same month. And I know people say that, well, you just pick up the ones that you want, right? And, if there's certain things that you don't want or you don't want right away, you just hold off on them. And that's, understandable. But a few things that I really think people need to understand or keep in mind is a lot of these items are things that people will pre-order from their local game store. And local game stores may not necessarily want to get in a whole ton of this stock on the hopes that people will buy it eventually. I think, in a lot of cases, what game stores do, especially for the sort of the ancillary accessories like the dice and the map pack, stuff like that, they might get one for their store and then just bring in whatever people pre-order. And, if the one for the store sells, then they may consider restocking if there's an interest there. With the dice, however, it can be difficult to find the restocks of it. And with the Tomb of Annihilation dice, for example, I had never seen it get restocked in any of the stores that I've gone to. It took me quite a bit to actually find the one set that I ended up getting, and to have, the second sets of these come in is just something that I never really found. So it can be really difficult to get these things. And again, a lot of people will feel the need to pre-order these, and a lot of stores will be looking for, mainly pre-orders. I don't know too many stores that want to take a chance on getting multiples of 6 things that all come out in the same month. Because, with the 3 items coming out all at the same time, you're kind of forcing your consumers, if they want to get everything, or if they're trying to get everything, you're kind of forcing them to be purchasing a lot of stuff all at once. Because again, some of these things are hard to get restocks of. With 6 items coming out in the same month, this is really unprecedented, and this is what bothers me. Even during the 3.5 Dungeons & Dragons days or the 4th edition D&D days, where they were pumping stuff out ridiculously fast, there was never a single month that had 6 major releases come out all at the same time. The most was 3, and they were 3 books. But now you've got just all the stuff coming out. The month of November is really, really overburdened and overloaded. I think it would have been best if they would have saved the Ravnica stuff, or better yet, the Eberron stuff, and have Eberron get their own set of dice, and have Eberron get their own map pack, and have Eberron get its own physical book. But it would have made more sense to have that come out in December, in my opinion. Because there's nothing scheduled right now for December that I can see on their website. So you've got, September having, the Waterdeep Dragon Heist. October has the big expensive gift set. November 13th has Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the map pack, and the dice set. And you've got, also in that same month, just 1 week later, not even 2 weeks later, 1 week later, you've got the Ravnica stuff all coming out at the same time, but there's nothing scheduled for December. So why have 6 big products release all in the same time when you could have had the Waterdeep stuff come out in November and had the Ravnica stuff come out in December? Anyway, it baffles me. I'm a little bit let down by these announcements. I think that it would have been better to have the Eberron products be the physical release, and let that be the thing that has its own dice set and its own map pack, and release that in December, versus having a Magic the Gathering setting take priority over an established Dungeons & Dragons setting. I don't like the way that that's shaping up, and I think it's kind of it's pushing aside D&D history and D&D lore and established, well-loved D&D settings to try to get Magic the Gathering people into D&D. And, there are a lot of people who play both, and I understand that. But how many people playing Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons really want to set their D&D campaigns in a Magic the Gathering setting? I don't know. Maybe the other PDFs were really hugely successful and people were clamoring for more. I don't know. I never really looked into it, but I'm not really happy with the fact that it's a Magic the Gathering setting that's getting priority over an actual D&D setting, and that the actual D&D setting is relegated to PDF only right now. Again, I really want to see a print-on-demand version of this come out, and if it does, then I am picking this up for sure. I have, $23, I think, right now actually built up through my affiliate link, so, it'll be a huge financial help. But right now, I'm not really happy with the announcements. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Are you excited for the Ravnica setting? Were you aware that it was based off Magic the Gathering? And how do you feel about a Magic the Gathering setting taking priority over an actual established D&D setting for a D&D product? Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I apologize for the camera work. I left the tripod, so I've been trying to hold this as steady as possible, but I've noticed that I've been getting a little bit of spasms in my hand. But anyway, in the hand I'm using to hold the camera in anyway. So anyway, thank you guys very much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time. Take care.